eSight function and WLAN configuration introduction. Objective: describe eSight function and configure WLAN service. eSight functions. So the eSight can be used by any customer, for the small, medium to the large enterprise, and is suitable for any device. You can use for manage the AP, switch, controller, router, and also the firewall. Even the different vendor, the Huawei eSight also can able to use to manage, and they support many different type of the services. The differentiated version, the compact. So the eSight can be classified into three different editions. The first is the compact. So they support the alarm management, perform management, topology, configuration file, NE, link management, and the VLAN. So all the features here, they got this up. This is all the function can support by the compact edition. So the application can be able to use this one. Compact edition apply to the small size network for manage of 4D NEs. Standard edition. So basically this one, they support all the feature, the function as the compact. Exactly the same, but they have some additional feature. They can have a smart reporter, agile reporter. So for the standard edition, they allow us to generate the report. They also have additional feature right here. So the SLA manager, WLAN manager. So if you want to use to manage the WLAN, you cannot using the compact edition. You have to using a standard edition. So this is the reason why we choose this. The standard. The compact edition provide comprehensive network service management function and apply in more scenario with no more than 5,000 NEs. So you cannot more than 5,000 NE. The network equipment. And the last one, the professional. Support all function of the standard edition. Everything in the standard edition, of course, the professional also included. Low layer network management system, NMS, high availability, HA, and the upper layer NMS. Application. A single layer, the lower layer NMS of the professional edition apply to the large-scale network management with up to 20,000 NEs, quite a lot. Compared to the previous one, the standard edition is 5,000 only. The upper layer NMS support centralized resource topology and alarm management for a maximum 300,000. Hardware and software configuration required for eSight installation. So what is the requirement that we need to look? Let's start from a compact edition. So this compact edition is only allow us to manage up to 40 nodes. That means 40 network equipment. So the hardware configuration is required. 1 quad-core 2 GHz or above. Minimum required memory is 6 GB. Hard disk 300 GB. So you can install in the OS Windows 7. And the database using the MySQL 5.6. For the standard, so this one will be based on the management skill. The range of the network equipment you're going to manage. Depending on the different number managed, you require the highest performance, the highest spec of the server to install. So this one will be the list here. The OS installed in the Windows Server 2012. R2, standard 64-bit. Or you can use for the Novell, SUSE Linux. Enterprise server, Enterprise edition 11.0 SP3. For the database, if you're using for the Windows, you require the MySQL 5.6, Microsoft SQL Server 2012, okay, in the standard edition. The Linux is required to using the Oracle database. Okay, so there's a difference. For the professional, so the spec required for this doing the installation is even higher standard. So you have to read all those before you do the installation. So for the last one, this version, the professional, and you want to try to manage up to 20,000 network equipment. So you require the install into the OS like the Novel SUSE Linux, Enterprise Server, the Enterprise Edition 11. Simple eSight installation for the compact, standard, or enterprise for the Windows use. So the eSight edition, the MySQL database is automatically installed along with the eSight software. So when you're doing the installation, they will automatically install together. So manual operation are not required. For the standard or the enterprise, okay, same is the Windows eSight edition. So if they doesn't install by itself, then you must manually install the SQL Server database before installing the eSight software. Okay, so for detail about how to install the SQL Server database, so you can just visit the website and the manual guide. They will show you how to do the installation. For the enterprise, the Linux eSight edition, you must manually install the Oracle database before installing the eSight software. So you cannot just install the eSight first. Okay, you need to do the installation for Oracle database. eSight service management. So the first over here, the great difficult in manual planning. Customer bandwidth required. Okay, determine the number of the user. So we have to figure out that's how many users will going to connect to the WLAN. So carry out the site survey. Carry out the survey on the interference source. So we need to do a lot of the analyze. Okay, we have to do the site survey, go to the area and check all the surrounding. Is there have any interference source? So plan the field strength and the channel. Okay, you also need to check what is the field strength that require and what is the channel can able to use to prevent the interference. Calculate the number of the AP. Okay, the number AP you have to check. Determine AP deployment location. Cable route between the AP and the switch. Generate the planning report. So these are all the problems happening for the manual planning. And the second one is low deployment efficiency. Login device 50 plus time. You need to keep logging to your device and do the configuration. Okay, you can using the telnet or the console, but still need to log in for many times. Create a profile up to 30 plus. Of course, this is not only 30 plus. Depend on the number of the device that you're using, okay, and the time of you to create the AP group. Then increase the security risk. Okay, because when the device become many, and you will be very hard to manage every single device. So, and also will increase your security risk at this moment. And the last one, unable to implement the end-to-end for location. So when you have some error on your network topology, you have no idea where you're going to start to do the troubleshoot. So you might have to access for every single device and try to figure out. So with using the eSight provide the integrated wire and the wire solution. So the eSight is not only can manage the wire network, they also can including the wireless network. They manage the user together. So it's more efficient and convenience planning. the swifter and more user-friendly deployment. Okay, because they have many user-friendly interface, and they have one press can able to help you to deploy, or maybe the scanning. Okay, daily monitoring. So on the main page, they have the monitoring. So it will show you all the report and fast and more accurate diagnosing. So they show you the icon and show you right now you want to scan and diagnostic on which devices. Network planning. eSight allow user to import planar region, AP, background image, and obstacle through one click, simplifying network planning and monitoring. Okay, so this software is actually very powerful. So they can do some the real life deployment. So they show all the icon on your existing network. So right now they try to do the import for the topology, import the region list. So the service deployment, the network planner. So first we need to have a proper the network planning. Okay, plan the SIP, and then installation personnel, fill the AP information. IT personnel, import the plan SIP, and now you can get a complete. So of course the eSight also have the auto discover, but you need to require all the device you already configure the IP address enable with the SNMP. Okay, because the Huawei eSight support using the discovery using the SNMP or the ICMP. So now this is the continue for the network monitoring. So in this view, on the right side here, they show the user statistics. Okay, how many AP? So key region indicator monitoring. So I got 200 AP right here, and that's 100%. This means all my AP is working without any faulty. Then the next here is a user experience indicator monitoring. So they will show you here the number of the user, okay, the user, okay, the AP, the offline and online. Okay, so they have a different type of the number selection here, so you can just take. And device indicator monitoring. So this is a result for the region 1 and region 2. Okay, region 1 and region 2. So this region can actually refer to our branch. So we have one HQ and one branch on the other side. So you can click entering this one. You know how does the topology look like inside your HQ. And they can do some analyze. Then the next one is for the maintenance, the network fault diagnosis. When the WLAN service encounter a fault, so eSight diagnose the WLAN network from 3 dimensions: SDA, AP, and AC, helping you identify the fault and work out the solution. So basically just single click on it. It's very simple. So you just click on those icons. Like I want to try to scan, is it they have any error on the SDA connections, okay, or AP, or maybe my controller, because in one of the environment they might using more than one AP. So when the AP encounter configuration error or the hardware fault, or need to be upgraded, you can restore the AP to its factory default, replace the AP, or restart the AP using the eSight. So instead of going to the telnet to the controller, or using the web access to my access controller, the AC, and then from my controller there and press the restart or reboot my AP, I can just using my eSight doing this, because my eSight is already managed all the controller here and also the AP. So you don't need to do any telnet anymore. So what you need to do is you just type the IP address on your browser. You can access to the eSight, and using the eSight to choose which AP we're going to reboot, or we're going to restore the factory default. Okay, it's just one click, very easy. Then number 3, WLAN service configuration. Adding WLAN device. So they have three ways. We can enter it manually, one by one. So we can base on the MAC address, or maybe based on the range of the IP address, and add the device to your eSight. Then the next one, automatic. Okay, so the eSight can able to base on the SNMP protocol. So as long as those of the device is the managed device, so the managed device try to enable the SNMP. Then the eSight will try to reserve. You're going to scan all the network with enabled with the SNMP. They collect the information. So for those devices got enabled the SNMP, then it will automatically appear in your eSight. They'll do the registration automatically. Okay, it's very convenient. And the last one, in batch. So we can actually choose install in batch. Okay, it's no need to do one by one, because sometimes we don't want to add all the device into the eSight. It's just some specific equipment. So you can just download the template from the eSight. Okay, you just input your IP address, the MAC address. Only those devices you want to add to the eSight, to the template, then upload. So they'll just based on the chip and add the device. So to enter the device, you need to go to the top here, on the resource management, network device. So after you click on this, they'll open this for you. So they give you three selection: add device, automatic, or the import device. So adding the device manually. So once I click adding the device manually, so now the discovery protocol, okay, now you can prefer which way to discover. So using an SNMP, the basic information. So you also can control the range of the discovery. So what range of the IP will be under your scanning? Okay, the IP you can put the range. Okay, the version of the SNMP. So SNMP, they have three versions: V1, V2C, and also the V3. So there are three versions available. For the discover automatically, eSight search for WLAN device in a specific IP network segment based on the specific SNMP. So you can put the range if you want to using the auto detection. So you can put the range. Okay, which range of the IP you want the eSight to search. Okay, importing the device in a batch. When the eSight has a lot of managed device during deployment or the device expansion, you can manually add WLAN device in batch. In batch, they'll come out the download template. So we can just download this one. Okay, this format is inside the Excel sheet. So after you download, okay, you can just open it and type in those of the device that you want to add into the eSight. So after you already add everything, we can upload back the sheet. Okay, creating button over here. Sorry, click this one. Okay, to upload. Agile WLAN configuration. The first one is a traditional configuration. There's a very complex WLAN service deployment. So only for those the experienced engineer, they will understand how to configure that, because for configure one WLAN, you require to understand how to configure the radio profile, okay, the AP group, the security, and many other profile. You have to do that. Okay, radio, AP, security, WMM. All those you have to configure the parameter and also the setting. And you need to know how to do the binding. With using the agile configuration, okay, inside the eSight. So the first one, the service provisioning in 3 steps. The basic configuration, the AC grabber, okay, and also the AP service configuration. So they simplify it into 2 different okay, AP and AC. Visualize the relationship between service and profile. Profile-based configuration and pre-configuration profile parameter. Pre-configuration profile to improve configuration efficiency, and the next one is a pre-configuration profile parameter with reference value experience standardization. Okay, and last here is a scenario-based configuration. So you can also using the eSight to configure WLAN interface and the address pool on controller or the switch. Because right now the eSight is already able to discover all the network equipment. So you can just configure interface from the eSight and then you press a confirm button. So the eSight is going to push the configuration to the switch or the controller. So right now you don't need to do the telnet anymore. So you just have to access to your eSight and the eSight can manage all the device. Okay, it will be very simple. You also can add a multiple interface on different device to the group. So that can be assigned and managed by the user as one object. This improves interface management efficiency. So this is like the base configuration. Okay, you can create a group for them and then add those devices belong to the same group. So when you already done the configuration, this one you apply to every device belong to the same group. Configure done between AC and AP. Configure WLAN channel between AC and AP and set allow pass WLAN and default WLAN to ensure the connectivity of WLAN service channel. Okay, this one is inside the base configuration, channel configuration. Just click on deploy. And AC manage AP control WLAN user access and guarantee security. AP can deploy only after the basic AC attributes are configured. So we have to configure and make sure the ACs go online. Then the next is the configure profiles. WLAN service are implemented by binding profile. Before you configure WLAN service, plan parameter and create the profile. So to show the very simplified version to do the configuration, everything is just inside the AP configuration here. So click on this one to show the template. Okay, so now you can go to the profile management here and configure. So first, they will do the AP group. So if you still remember to configure the WLAN, so when we touch on the AP, you need to configure the AP group. If you never touch on this one, all the AP will belong to the AP group default. Okay, once you already configure, now you can add a member which AP will belong to this group. Okay, bind the profile to the AP group and deploy them on the AC. So this is a summary. Visible WLAN management, visible-based service configuration,